The Pittman-Sullivan Park Improvement Project originally began when Ivy Taylor represented District 2. When the project was finished, Councilman Alan E. Warwick II represented District 2. This project had the support of multiple council members, but it really began in the community. The concept for this project began when the NAACP San Antonio branch and Davis Scott YMCA members identified a need for a walking trail at the park and began a process of working with the City of San Antonio to create a project and find funding. The project was included in the 2012 bond program with $650,000 in funding. Mrs. Maria Green, an area resident, YMCA user, and NAACP San Antonio branch secretary, had the idea for the walking trail. She visited her parents in this neighborhood before she even moved back to San Antonio and noticed nice walking tracks in other parks. She knew the impact walking has on health and wanted a nice trail that would encourage people to walk.
So something came up in the newspaper.
After she proposed the walking trail, members of the NAACP embraced the idea. Mr. Bill Berman, the economic chairman of the NAACP, was one of the proponents of the project.
Her idea, she lives on Harding Place down the street. She comes to the YMCA all the time, and she just came in that day saying, I've been all over the city, and all these cities got walking trails, why can't we have one?
It quickly won the support of NAACP San Antonio branch members, who championed the idea. Realizing it would make a positive impact on the health of their community, different people became invested in the project to help see it become a reality.
So I was very, very grateful for Dolores Mosley and William Berman taking the lead and running with it, because it is a great need. And I have seen all ages up here using, even when the trail was under construction, women with babies in strollers, sometimes people that had a cane, but they were using it even before the rubberized surface. But after the rubberized surface came in, they were elated that this was here for the community to use.
From there, Mr. Berman explained how it gained community support beyond the NAACP San Antonio branch.
Mrs. Dolores Mosley and myself came to the YMCA and began to mobilize and organize not only the YMCA, but the other neighborhood associations, Denver Heights, Dignity Hill, and the Alamo neighborhood.
Now that the idea was solidified and supported by different community organizations, the supporters met many times with the Parks and Recreation Department to determine the scope of the project and just how much it would cost. Next, they began the process of getting funding for the project.
We eventually met with the mayor, now mayor, but then city council person, and decided that we would go to 2012 bond room. And that's basically where we ended up getting the $650,000 for the original trail.
The first phase of the project created an accessible walking trail throughout the park. The trail spans half a mile over both the upper and lower portions of the park. New picnic shade structures and new lighting were also included. The existing basketball courts were refurbished and repairs to the existing sidewalks were made. The parking area was also improved, and the historical monument on South New Braunfels was restored. However, the main focus of the project was creating the walking trail, and then how even that could be improved.
There were some people in our group who kind of felt that because this is a neighborhood who the demographics of this neighborhood is a lot of elderly people. And they made the case not only to the Walking Trail Committee, but they made the case to the mayor, at that time city council person, that it would be a benefit to look for a softer surface.
The second portion of the project included adding a rubberized surface to the newly installed trail. Funding for this was obtained through a community development block grant, which provided $115,000 for the enhancement. The rubberized surface was installed through a pilot program to determine how well the product withstands use and weather, and how well it is received by residents.
It's a real accomplishment for the neighborhood. We hope that in years to come, that the citizens and the neighborhoods around this park, elderly, young folks, utilize it, and we hope that it brings a benefit for years to come for their health.
Mrs. Green, who spurred the project, feels a worthy sense of accomplishment for seeing this project through to completion. Her family has a long history in San Antonio, especially in the communities surrounding this park, and she understands that her efforts affect more than just health.
I have carried forward a mantle because my grandfather came to San Antonio, the child of emancipated slaves, and he came here, married here, raised a family here, and I feel that I'm carrying on a legacy of trying to serve the community for the people who don't have a voice and they need somebody to speak for them. So I'm very, very inspired to keep on working to even have more improvements at the park to help benefit the community, because we need healthy people so that they can secure their education and be employed.
And they aren't finished yet. There is always more to do, and with another bond program in the works for 2017, Mrs. Green already has her eye on another project.
I want the trail fixed so that it goes all the way down to the baseball field, because there's another parking lot down there, and the parking lot there is adjacent to a bus stop. So if you have people that are coming here on the bus, they can start from the bus stop that's down there at Palmetto and Iowa Street, get on the walking trail and walk up an incline, which is also more productive because you have to exert more energy to climb.
Until that happens, residents who enjoy the padded trail at Pittman-Sullivan Park can thank their own neighbors for bringing this homegrown idea to their community park.